Action RPGs have been a staple in video game culture from Dragon Slayer to Elden Ring. Some of the most popular titles in the last 20 years define themselves in this category. So today, we're going to be looking at the top 5 most anticipated action RPGs coming out in late 2022. My name is Lou, and welcome to Pixel Mouse. Number 5, Thymia. Thymia is a fast-paced fighting RPG developed by Overborder Studio and published by Team 17. Targeting fans of From Software's titles like Dark Souls and Bloodborne, Thymia promises to be a challenging and dark game where you wield the power of the plague as your weapon. Players will take on the role of a mysterious character only known as Corvus, who must fight his way through a kingdom while trying to restore his lost memories. Using alchemy and magic, players can use the disease that has ran rampant through the kingdom to their advantage and can even shift into a crow during battle to attack their enemies. While the game's graphics look unique, the Souls community is a hard one for new companies to break into and be successful. So let's hope Thymia has what it takes. The game is slated to be released on August 9th on PC and next-gen consoles. Number 4, Final Fantasy XVI. Final Fantasy XVI is being developed and published by Square Enix for the PlayStation 5. The 16th installment in the series is set in a fantasy world of Elysia, where people live safely thanks to the mountains of crystal called the Mother Crystals. The world is controlled by 6 factions, but chaos erupts with the summoning of the Icons, which are monsters called upon and controlled by humans called Dominants. In addition to that, the factions are on the verge of conflict due to a contagious illness running rampant known as the Blight. Naoki Yoshida, the game's producer, has said that in comparison to the MMORPG of Final Fantasy XIV, 16 offers a different experience, where it focuses on the individual player and immerses you in the story. The game was expected to come out later this year, but Yoshida announced last week that due to various circumstances, the game's release has been a bit delayed. A 2022 release date is still possible, but there is no confirmation as of this time. Number 3, Gotham Knights. Developed by WB Games Montreal and published by Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment, Gotham Knights is an action RPG based around the DC comic characters Nightwing, Batgirl, Robin, and Red Hood, who try to restore justice to Gotham City after Batman's death. Players can choose any of the 4 characters to play as, which all come with their own unique abilities, and the game offers a 2-player co-op mode as well. Players will occupy the Belfry as their home base during the day to prepare for missions and to choose their characters. Once leaving the Belfry, the game travels to night, where the players will have to take on encounters with different DC supervillains, including the Court of Owls, Mr. Freeze, and the Penguin. The game is set to be released on October 25th, 2022. Number 2, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. Monster Hunter Rise was developed by Capcom and was released on the Switch in March 2021 and on desktop in January 2022. It's the 6th installment in the franchise and has gained a lot of popularity since its release. Players take on the role of a hunter, someone who must capture or slay monsters in the world and are rewarded with loot when they succeed. The game begins in Chimera Village, where the player sees an unknowing flying monster in the distance. 50 years ago, monsters attacked the village in a rage called the Rampage, and there are signs that it will happen again. The hunter must do what they can to put an end to the rampage once and for all. Sunbreak is a massive expansion to Rise. After the hunter returns to Chimera, a strange monster appears in the shrine ruins. The players must travel to Elgato to help defeat a new enemy. The DLC is expected to include improved gameplay and nimble-feeling additions to combat mechanics. There are also going to be new monsters, new hunting locales, and a new difficulty level called Master Rank Quest for those who already feel proficient in the base game and are looking for something a little more challenging. The expansion should be released on June 30th, 2022. And our number 1, Forspoken. Forspoken is an action RPG developed by Luminous Productions and published by Square Enix. Players will assume the role of Frey Holland, a young woman who is teleported from New York to a fantasy world called Athea that is held in the tyrannical rule of the Tantas. Frey gains the ability to use a number of spells, which she uses to fight her way through the unknown land to try and find a way back home. Square Enix has said the game is a narrative-driven adventure set in an open world, and director Takeshi Aramaki has said the gameplay is focused on terrain traversal speed and fluidity. Players will receive experience points for each combat encounter they win, and they can use those points to unlock upgrades and improve stats, craft new items, and try to survive a break storm, which is Forspoken's version of a horde mode where various waves of creatures must be eliminated before finally ending with a boss encounter. The scheduled release date is October 11th, 2022. And those are our top 5 action RPGs coming out in late 2022. What games are you most looking forward to this year? What genre should we cover next? Let us know in the comments below and maybe you'll be featured on the next episode. Thank you so much for watching and we'll see you in the next one.